Welcome to this week's episode of Food from Fiction. We are going to make a no-knead bread from I Captured the Castle. So this is part one of this journey, and we're going to throw everything together and leave it overnight, and then tomorrow we'll prove, bake, talk about books, you know, all the fun things. So I have flour. I'm adding walnuts, yeast, honey, and salt. Cranberries, and then lastly water. I know the make bread at home trend was really big last year because of the pandemic, and I know a lot of people didn't necessarily stick with it, so I hope this recipe and other no-knead breads are maybe less daunting and people will get back into it. Because homemade bread is amazing. Same with small bakeries, same with breads with no fillers. I feel really passionate about this, so yay bread. I think it's fitting because Cassandra in I Capture a Castle also, feels very strongly about bread and what a wonderful and satisfying food it is. I mean, partly that's because that's all she has to eat sometimes, but you know. Right, so most no-knead recipes just want you to mix everything up and then ignore it. I like to mix things just a little bit more to help that process get going, and partly because my house is so cold during the winter that my loaves need all of the help they can get. So, ta-da, we finished making our dough. So I'm going to throw some plastic wrap over this and come back in the morning, and it will be a very different creature. So see you in the morning. Okay, it is 12 hours, one pajama set later, and our bread, it looks pretty good. It's never quite the same when you do a no-knead bread as when you actually work the dough yourself, so that's just the thing. Alright, we are going to shape our dough and preheat a Dutch oven, and that's our next step. So I have some parchment paper that we're going to transfer it onto. And the key to doing this part is just sort of gently getting it off, rather than just like one giant scoop with your hand. So you just sort of peel from around the side. I don't think this is going to be the best loaf, I can already tell, but again, this is the risk you face when you do a no-knead bread, even though it is really easy. we'll try to make it look vaguely circle-like. And we'll put our plastic wrap back over this and wait for like 45 minutes. Meantime, we're going to preheat our oven and more importantly, our pan. And that's our next step in this whole process. So, meantime, I'll go get dressed, take a shower, you know, eat breakfast, normal human things. Finished our second rise, and now it's time to bake our beautiful, hopefully beautiful bread. We're just gonna transfer this over. And yes, I know I haven't actually talked about I Capture the Castle. Okay, so I Capture the Castle. It might come as no surprise to some of you, but I read a lot of books, like an obscene amount of books. And there's certain books that I find all I want from them is for the author or the narrator to just keep describing the environment, the world around them. And I really don't care about what's going on in the story so much. And I Capture the Castle is definitely one of those books. I think the way Cassandra describes the castle, or at least tries to come to terms with the world around her, especially in the beginning, is just amazing and fantastic. But that being said, I enjoy that part so much that when it's like the drama and the action of the story, I'm just kind of like, let down. So it is a fantastic book and has some very keen observations on the world. So try it. Some people think it's a YA book. Some people think it's a fiction book. I can see how it fits in both those camps. So I Capture the Castle. Our bread is baking. It is absolutely delicious, so I don't even need to try it in front of you, but maybe I will. But maybe I won't. Maybe you just have to try it yourself. So, see you guys next time.